Hello, my name is Ashley Scher. I'm the founder and CEO of ShareLove.Fund. Today is week 13 of our RYT 200 Registered Yoga Teacher Training accredited by Yoga Alliance. We are going to have a pose of the week as we do every week. It is going to be Revolved Triangle, which I will quickly do. So last 2 weeks ago we did Triangle, and then this is Revolve Triangle. I am going to introduce you to Peter Agavello. While I grab a water, Peter, can I get you anything?
Please, a water will be good.
Okay, great. Okay, so okay, awesome. Okay, so sorry in YouTube land, I can't grab you guys waters, but virtual cheers. And
go grab some water.
I'm excited for everyone to connect with Peter. He is in Presence Wellness at Westport, Connecticut, and his specialty is really one-to-one, and that's a great way to supplement our program. We don't do one-to-one teaching at ShareLove.Fund, but we love it when our Teach for a Cause teachers find their clients through us, so it's a great way to cross-market, and together we rise. We hope we can also be a support in the same way for each of our graduates. Our graduate who has graduated from ShareLove.Fund, she is now a retreat leader, and that is something that we also outsource. So these are ways that while we are training you today, tomorrow we may be business affiliates, and that's super exciting. So anyway, I'll give the floor to Peter, and I'll grab waters.
Hello, everyone in YouTube land. Yes, as Ashley was saying, one of the great things about the affiliate program is that it's a nice passive way to build your business. All you have to do is just get Ashley to, once you graduate, have Ashley or have one of the team members here at ShareLove.Fund add you to their affiliate link, and they send it to you. You fill out a form, and you're an affiliate. And any time you give a referral, you get paid. So nice little way to build and some passive income. Today's pose, we'll just discuss like Revolve Triangle. We're gonna do, since it's an intense pose because it involves strength, flexibility, and balance. And one of the reasons why it can become an intense pose if you're doing it without props, even though we can use our own body as a prop to do it, it all depends on our flexibility. Flexibility is very important in this pose. And you're using 100% of your body while you're doing it. You're stretching out one portion of the body and strengthening the other portion of the body while you're in this pose. So I will demonstrate, I'll have Ashley demonstrate this pose with maybe 1 or 2 or 3 props so that we can, so that it's accessible for everyone. So thank you so much. And here's Ashley with our glass of water. Please go get some water, because after you do this workout, if you follow along, I suggest you hydrate. That's what makes us more flexible. That's what makes us more, that's what helps us heal. That's what helps us move our body more efficiently. So cheers to water.
Cheers. By the way, I was thinking of pranking you and just not showing up.
That would have been great. That would have been great. I would have done it. I would have just stayed there the whole time.
The great thing about live on YouTube is you can prank people and they have to go with the flow.
Exactly. Especially if they can't find the off switch. So thank you so much for the water. And I was just telling them about a brief thing about the affiliate program, that later on down the road, once they're certified, that you basically add a link to them, they fill out a form, and then every time they get a referral, they get some income passively, which is great. And then I told them a little bit about Revolve Triangle and what to expect. So
it's really great because 50 hours of the Yoga Alliance requirement in the RYT 200 is professional essentials. So Yoga Alliance understands that if you're not making money, you're not going to be registering with them and paying your dues. And so they ask us, they actually require us to teach 50 hours of professional essentials. And so I'm glad you got a glimpse of that.
And we'll discuss more as we go along. because it's very important. The business of yoga is so vast, and there's so many different ways to be able to, you know, make a living being a yoga teacher.
And also, this is just sort of one thing I was talking about with a friend today is you definitely can't get far in life without actually buckling down, focusing and doing the work, introspective. But then you reach a block, you reach a plateau. And to actually do phenomenal things, you have to start collaborating. So
people need people.
People need people. So the people skills, it's not a substitute for buckling down and doing the work, but you will be working very hard for less than satisfying results
initially
forever if you don't start collaborating and things like that. So we really have to build a network, and then the work actually just becomes really fun because we can specialize. You can find what you love, someone else can find what they love, and then you connect, co-brand,
collaborate. You can become a retreat. You can just host retreats. You can host yoga teacher trainings at your own studio or someone else's studio by renting space. You can do what I do. I teach one-on-one yoga, or you can just go from class to class to class to many different studios if you like that as well. So there's so many different ways. And that's only a small little part of being able to. You can become a coach. You know, there's so many different ways to branch off of yoga. But the best yoga is to teach yourself. If you're not teaching yourself and working on yourself and constantly practicing yoga with yourself on your mat, that mat is your research and development. That mat is where all of your teachings come from. Trust me. I've been doing it a long time, and when I don't work on myself, if I'm not practicing on my mat, it shows up. It really does show up. So please, the best practice you can have is to practice with yourself. That is the business of yoga for me, is practicing on my mat. And whatever comes from there, through my meditation, through my practice, that's what I go ahead and I write down, and I try to make a little business off of it. I try to make a plan from there to help people.
He's very modest when he says a little business. So he's the owner of 2 yoga schools in 2 different states and managing it all, and then also a mentor and consultant to small business startups like ours, a charity startup. So
it's just a small little thing. Anyway.
Humility is key.
Yes, humility is key. Humility is key. But I still am me. So whenever you want to start, if you have anything else to say further, you're good.
So yes, I think we have to do the work.
Let's do it. All right. So I'm going to ask you to come to a nice, comfortable seat. And as you are seated here, begin to turn your focus and attention inward. So there's many ways to do that, right? You can either close your eyes or have a soft gaze. And then begin to take an internal scan of your body. Soften the space between the eyebrows by relaxing your eyelids. Soften the jaw by unclenching and parting your lips. And then have your palms turn face up on your thighs. That automatically just begins to open and relax the chest and shoulders. A gentle pull of the belly in to support your spine so that your shoulders land over your hips. And lengthen the back of the neck to stretch or increase the space in your neck spine or your cervical spine. And then begin to draw attention to your hips, your thighs, hamstrings, calves, feet. And if there are any areas of tension, begin to bring the breath to those areas. As we mold and form into each shape or pose or asana or posture, we don't muscle, we mold and form. Yoga, for me, is about creating space from within. What exactly does that mean? Is that we have these little things that are within us that want to come out. And if we move the body and clear the body of tension as much as we can, the mind begins to open up and it helps us diminish distraction. Whatever little nuances we feel in our body distracts us from the present moment. Yoga is about being in the present moment. When you create that space from within, you're creating space for more. As human beings, we constantly think that we're supposed to be human doings, right? But we're just supposed to be here being present. We're constantly doing. I would, if I may offer a practice for today is stop doing and just be. Notice the difference between human doings and human beings. One example of human doings is you drive to a place and you don't know how you got there. Like you just know, you just go and you don't really, you're like, oh, wow, I'm here. And you just was so caught up in getting there that you weren't present. And as we sit here with our eyes closed and have a soft gaze, you can either take that in or not. That was just an offering. Just an offering. Anything I do, anything I suggest, any shape I ask Ashley to mold and form into is just an offering. The biggest thing I ask Ashley to do is to take care of herself. If she's not feeling something just because I ask her to do it, please don't. And then very, very slowly, allow your eyes to gently float open. And just notice how you feel. And begin to walk the hands forward. Take that stretch. Let the back body just stretch. Release the head toward the earth. Pull the elbows back so to support you beneath the shoulders. Notice how the shoulders soften. And then from here, Ashley, begin to turn your left hand in towards your right elbow. Just turn your left hand in towards your right elbow. Bring your right hand on your hip. Good. And then rotate to the right. Press into your left elbow, rotate to the right. And then extend your right arm up toward the sky. So why are we doing this? Prepping to revolve. Prepping. It's all about prep. What is our key pose? What is our peak pose? How are we going to get there? Let's get the body warmed up and ready and twist. And then very slowly, take an inhale. Exhale. Begin to rotate back. Pull that shoulder back just a bit more. Pull from the ribs and shoulder. Beautiful. Press into your left forearm and then rotate back a bit more. Good job, Ashley. Inhale. And on your exhale, slowly begin to rotate so that you slide your right elbow onto the ground, your right hand towards your left elbow, left hand on your hip, and then press your right forearm down and then rotate the hip up and then extend that left arm up toward the sky. Now imagine you're reaching for a hook that's up in the ceiling. Reaching, reaching, reaching to lengthen. And then open the chest a bit more and lower the shoulders away from the ears. Look how that length gave you more space to rotate. Now, bring your rib cage back just a bit more. Yes. And then now, if you feel any kinks in your neck, Ashley gets kinks in her left side of her neck. Why do I know that? Because I've worked on her back or her neck before. I would ask her to look down towards the right hand, look up towards the left, just to take any tension out of the neck. Beautiful. One more breath. Inhale. On the exhale, rotate so that left elbow comes down and just rest for a moment. That's an intense way to open up the body. Breathe. So although we're twisting, we're revolving in the opposite direction, we're prepping the body. Prepping the body. So if you have a peak pose in mind, the idea is, what other movements can we get to prep the body to get there? Because every peak pose requires 100% concentration. And then very slowly, actually slide your hands beneath your shoulders and begin to press yourself up into a seated position. And then take your hands behind you and extend your legs forward. Bend your knees. Good, and then bring your legs apart slightly. And then walk your hands back a bit. And then drop your head back to stretch the front of your chest and shoulders. Beautiful. And then from here, slide your feet onto the mat just a bit. Plant your heels down. Lift your hips just a few inches up off the earth. Inhale, press into your feet. Exhale, lift your hips up just a bit more. Spread your fingertips wide. So see how Ashley said she was going to have a blooper with me before and not show up? I'm going to leave her in this pose for the rest of the day.
Awkward.
And then very slowly begin to lower your hips toward the earth.
Well, that's actually a lesson on karma. And actually, there's a sutra that says any bad thought, or any thought, good or bad, plants a seed, and then from that seed, something grows. So my malicious thought planted a seed right back at me, whether it's true or not. The fear is there now. So,
It's all.
That is a lesson to really, really get a hold of your thoughts and try to make each one constructive. That doesn't mean you need to be like sappy and weak and stuff. Make it constructive for yourself. Like, I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna feel good about myself, I'm gonna get stuff done, you know, whatever. I'm gonna be efficient, I'm not gonna procrastinate. Like, it doesn't mean being positive. Positive self-talk doesn't need to be weak. Make it empowering, positive self-talk.
Exactly.
Or be touchy-feely, whatever you want.
Exactly. So let's just lean forward to stretch out the lower back. How does that feel on your lower back?
It's great because this is my first workout of the day. I'm super tight, so
Awesome.
This is awesome.
All right. And then very slowly, let's begin to lift our head. And then take your forearms, if you can, or your hands, and press your thighs down. And then rise up to the crown of the head. And not yank them down, just press them down just very slowly, You don't have to reach the ground. Just press them down enough, and then bring your elbows a little closer to the body. It's interesting because it actually forces you to engage your core. Yes. So the Revolve Triangle requires a lot of core strength and core flexibility. So what I'm guiding her to do is to warm up her pelvic floor. So that's why she did the back bend. That's an intense back bend, reverse tabletop, because it engages her glutes. We're going to use our glutes, we're going to use our hamstrings. These are all preparatory poses. You can prep a different way. You can prep in sun salutation. I'm just prepping a different way, through stretch and through opening up of the body. Okay, Ashley. Now, slowly begin to bring your legs together and just extend your legs out in front of you for a moment. And then from here, inhale the arms up overhead. And then begin to have the shoulders over your hips, belly in, flex your feet. And then press down through your sacrum and then reach up through the torso. Yes. And have your chin parallel with the earth. And then draw your shoulders back. Now, this really puts a lot of emphasis on core. This is called staff pose or Dandasana. There's many different ways to do Dandasana. Breathe, Ashley, here. You feel your core working hard? Yeah, I think it's interesting because something like this, there's more to it than meets the eye. The one amazing thing, so I'm just going to come behind and ask you permission. May I give you a hands-on adjustment? Sure. So one good thing you could do as a yoga teacher, and always as a male, you always ask permission, lower your shoulders, good, and then turn sideways, and just I'm turning sideways and I'm going to have Ashley press her back into my leg, and at the same time, lift through the crown, adjusting her chin, and then drawing her shoulders back to open the chest, and then lift up. Now press your sacrum down and then lift up. Good. So that engages more core. Did you feel more core engaged?
Yes. I'm just going to throw in a teaching tip here. So one of my teacher trainees when I was getting certified told me, don't, in a group class, don't focus on any one student too much. Like if maybe there's one student that needs a ton of corrections, and maybe that student even loves a ton of corrections. Like I personally like to be corrected, but even still, you need to work your way around the room. If you're kind of giving everyone a turn, then maybe like maximum 3 times adjustments on those teachers. Peter has been in the business for over 25 years. I've, not been in the business as long, but we have both seen so many good yoga teachers go down for sexual harassment. Their studios are closed, this and that. So like, have a protocol and stick to it. You know what? If somebody wants a lot of adjustments, then they can pay for it and they can book a private with you where that would be more appropriate. But in a group class, sometimes the teacher thinks, oh, I'm providing this service, but then later the student will come out and say, oh my gosh, I was harassed. The whole class was like saying my name and adjusting me in front of everyone.
Such a great point, actually.
Things like that.
So
it's not worth your career. Like if sorry to interrupt, but yeah.
No, you're not interrupting. And if you're uncomfortable doing hands-on adjustments, like let's say a hands-on adjustment, if you're uncomfortable, you can like Ashley said before, as you're teaching to the class, you can stand in front of the class and say, lower your right shoulder down. And they'll do that. Lift up to the crown of the head. So you can, and if you can, even though you might be only talking to one student, but the whole class will adjust with you. The whole entire class will adjust with you. And you don't even have to stand near a student. Or you can stand near a group of students and say, inhale, arms up overhead. Shoulders away from the ears. Draw your shoulders back. There's so many different ways to give adjustments without touching and how to suggest an adjustment. So I'm a massage therapist, so that's why I give hands-on adjustments a lot. Obviously with massage, you do too. But in my private sessions, I always ask permission, even if I know the person for 15, 20 years, I always ask permission. May I stick my foot here? May I put my knee against your back? May I press your shoulders down? It's always, always, always. It's an invitation, because maybe that person doesn't want to be touched today.
That's actually a really good point. Just because somebody was okay with an adjustment yesterday doesn't mean they're okay with one today. They could have had a trauma that night.
That's right.
Or whatever, but the bottom line is that you're getting an RYT 200 degree. It's a professional degree, and no one client is worth your reputation.
That's right.
I'm a lawyer by trade, and I was lucky to work at a top law firm who said, never compromise your integrity.
Yep.
Never be so desperate for work that you need to do that. So, just have a protocol and stick to it. And will also keep you from burnout.
Yeah, and less is more. Be conservative. The best approach is a conservative approach. If you feel hesitancy, there's an energy there. Honor that. Whatever comes across, honor that. Yes, yoga teaches us to step outside of our comfort zone, but as you approach a person and you're teaching somebody something, if you feel an energy there, there's an energy there. Don't even question it. There's an energy there. And just approach it cautiously. That's it. You have to learn, the best thing you can do is learn how to read the room. What we forget in today's world is how to read the room. Because a lot of people, we drive, we cut people off, where we talk over people, we do things, those are boundaries that we cross. So the same thing we take that into our practice, and we don't even realize it because it's a learned behavior. It's an ingrained behavior. So you have to just take a step back, especially if you want to grow a really successful business. The most successful business you can grow is learning how to work with your clients, learning how to work with your students one-on-one. Sorry,
no, that's really true. Yeah, basically, if you're adding value, then there's money out there.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
They're just not voting for you if you're not getting it. So
yourself.
Yeah.
All right, Ashley. So we've done Dandasana staff pose. We warmed up your core, warmed up your pelvic floor. So now I'm going to ask you to come into tabletop. So notice that we're just moving one pose at a time, and then we're going to start flowing soon. So I'm going to ask you to do some cat-cows just to soften up the spine. Do you feel any lower back issues when you're doing cat-cows or anything like that?
No, I'm just tight.
Just tight. Okay, when you get your hips are tight. I'm going to stretch them out for you. Couple more. Spread your fingertips wide. All right, one more, and then come to a neutral spine. So come to a nice neutral spine. And then from here, begin to press your hips over towards the right. Imagine if I had a little rope on your hips, push them over towards the right. Beautiful. Beautiful. You feel those, you feel like down the right side of the hip?
Mm-hmm.
Good, 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 good. Should feel that hip socket. Inhale. Exhale, come to center. And then inhale over to the left side. Keep the elbows straight. Press your hips over, not back. Yes. You feel a little tighter on that side?
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you feel it into the neck at all?
It feels like a really nice stretch
Should
here.
have lower back. The other side you don't feel as much. I can just see that you're a little tighter. Breathe, Ashley. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Now from here, come to center. And then spread your fingertips wide. Press into the base of all five of your pads of your hands. And then tuck your toes under as you inhale. Exhale, lift your hips up and back into down dog. Knees bent in your first down dog. Why? Why? It's because maybe your hamstrings are a little tight. Press your chest towards your knees. And then very slowly lower your heels toward the earth. Beautiful. Now, release your head. Shake your head yes and no. Go slow with it. Slow, 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 slow. And then now, turn your heels out just about 5 degrees. Why? Because that turns on, I'm just going to point, I'm not going to, when you turn the heels out, you get your abductors, all the muscles on the outer edge of the body working. So you get your glutes fired up with that. Did you feel your glutes fired up with that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm working on my shoulders.
Yes, press your chest towards your knees. Walk your hands back just a few inches. Good. Now, turn the eyes, if I may, I'm just going to turn the eyes of your elbows, yes, forward just a bit. Good job, Ashley. Her arms are a little tight, her shoulders a little tight. So eyes of the elbows, forward as possible. Right? We're here, here. Good job, Ashley. Good job. That's okay. It's okay.
I don't know if my arms go that way.
And then inhale. Rise up high up to your tippy toes. Exhale, lower your heels down, and then walk the dog. What is walk the dog? Just bending each knee, lowering the heels down. And I'm going to come to the front of Ashley for a moment here. Just go back and forth, stretching the legs out. And then inhale, come forward into plank. So stacking your shoulders over your wrists. So eyes of the elbows. This is the eye of the elbows here, our elbow crease. We have the ability to turn it forward. Turn. And then some of us don't. Why? Because we're just tight in the shoulders. Press down through your thumb and then turn this forward. Yeah, see how that works? Biomechanics. Shoulders away from the ears. Good job. So when you ask a client to move their shoulders away from their ears, lengthen through the back of the neck, they have to lift. So imagine I had a little handle right here lifting your lower back. Press your lower back up into my hand. Good. That gets the core engaged, right? Breathe. And again, see, like Ashley said, she's not going to come on camera. So I can leave her here for a little while as well. Another opportunity. And then lower your knees down and take a child pose. Why are we holding poses? Because we're building strength, building blood flow. Remember, these poses, down dog, plank, are all strength building poses, are all 100% body needs to be engaged, present pose. How are we feeling, Ashley?
Good.
Good. Just a little side note, when Ashley and I work together and we do these classes, she also gets her workout. And I have to tell you something, powerhouse here. Sometimes we're doing 3 hours of video together, and she's working out the whole entire time. Okay, Ashley, inhale to tabletop. Exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. On your next inhale, step your right foot forward, left foot forward, forward, fold. And just hug the opposite elbows to stretch out the back of the shoulders. Good job, Ashley. And now from here, begin to slide your hands beneath your toes, lift your toes a little. And then now, the only thing I'm going to ask you to do is bend your elbows to draw your forehead towards your knees. So she's stretching the back of the entire body. And then from here, begin to release the hands here and then reach for one block. Have the block, now bring the block closer towards you, sorry. And have it be like just below your chin. Yeah, just like that. And then have your right hand on the block. Now, there you go, at whatever height you feel comfortable. Now, bend your right knee. Good. Straighten out your left. Good. Extend your left arm up toward the sky and then twist and rotate. Stack your shoulder over shoulder. Now, straighten out that right leg. See how much different that is? Mm-hmm. So what is, should I keep my arm here and just straighten to the extent I can? No. Or don't compromise the pose. Just try to straighten it. If you can't, you can't.
Okay, so if I can't straighten it.
So in other words, if you're compromising the pose where your hips are going one way and your upper body's going the other way, that means you're compromising the pose, right? So we don't want to compromise the pose. So bring your hips centered. Center your hips. Good. Now, lower your right hand down on the middle of the block. Flat hand. Now, extend your left arm out. There you go. See, difference? Bring your hips over to the right more. There you go. There you go. Breathe. So why are we practicing this? This is a version of a revolve, right? She's revolving here. Breathe, Ashley. Inhale. And then exhale. And then lower your left hand down, top of the block. Extend your right arm out very slowly. Be careful. And then press the heel of your hand into the block and then rotate. Good. See, the left leg wants to collapse a little, right? So she can get the full posture, but we're not going to let her do that. So what will happen here? See, she can't rotate as much here.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, it's only because you're tighter on one side over the other. That's all it really is. You're tighter on one side over the other. So I would just have...
I don't want you to pull me up.
You got right. It's almost like you want me to take your arm and pull you back.
Yeah, like I feel like it'll go.
This is what I was saying. I would just have Ashley press her hand down and then bring her rib cage, not her arm, her rib cage towards me, right? And then now I would take this hand and press her hips over that way. There you go. That makes the pose a little bit more challenging, right? And I would have her extend her arm up. So it's a little bit more challenging on this side. Breathe, and then now lower this hand toward the block and just rest here. Hug the opposite elbows.
It's interesting because some of these poses, like I feel like it requires strength to get the maximum flexibility stretch. So I feel like if I was like forced to do it, I could do it flexibility wise, but I feel like I don't have the actual strength, maybe in my obliques to twist myself around.
That's why we're working towards the peak pose. Because if we just did the sun salutation and you went to the peak pose, it would even be more compromised. You understand? You wouldn't be able to get to it. So now from your hands to shins, half lift, and then press into your feet, come to mountain pose, and rest for a moment.
It's just interesting, it's all related, and that's what yoga teaches us, and you think of flexibility as just flexibility, but actually there's a strength component to get yourself to...
So exactly what you're saying. Just a simple thing, face the camera for a second.
And then there's endurance too, so it's like mind, body, and soul, strength, flexibility.
Here's a simple thing where it requires strength and flexibility. So bring your feet close together. So this is balance. Extend your arms overhead. And then now interlace them, right? And then now reach up and out of the waist like you always do. Now, here's the strength part, the flexibility part. Press your hips over to the right, and automatically you lean left. So we need strength to sustain this flexibility. So this is a perfect example of strength and flexibility. Bring your left shoulder forward. No. Just forward a little bit. Yeah, that's right. There you go. So this is a perfect example. Now imagine there's a rope grabbing your fingers, pulling them up towards the ceiling. Good. And then imagine there's a rope on the outer edge of your right hand. No, don't push your hips too much. Yeah. Now do you feel the stretch? Yeah. Anywhere from your arm all the way through that foot. So there's the flexibility, strength to hold her here. This requires strength. Because a lot of times, what do people do? Stage. They collapse the elbows, and then they just collapse into this.
Yeah.
That's not strength, that's collapsing.
So
we
you
want
want to
strength.
kind of always like pull up, zip it up.
Zip.
I always say zip it up.
Yeah, and let's just do the other side just to balance for a moment. So this is a perfect example of strength and flexibility. So flexibility on the left, strength on the right to sustain it. Strengthen her obliques. Just showing you a couple of things here.
And yeah, like sometimes you can go deeper if you relax, but keeping it strong builds strength.
So what's the purpose of the pose? The purpose of the pose is to stretch, bring your arms down. So stretch the opposite sides. The purpose of the pose is you reach up and out of the waist. Purpose of the pose is to stretch one side and strengthen the other. That's what yoga does. In a simple warrior pose, you're strengthening the forward leg, strengthening the shoulders by reaching up, and stretching the back leg. You're stretching the hip flexor on the back leg. So that's yoga works in mysterious ways. All right. So now we're going to flow a little bit, okay?
Okay.
All right. Take the block off to the side. Thank you, class, for letting us demonstrate teaching moments. This is very important. Very, very important. Especially doing a peak pose. Would you like me to go get you some more water?
No, I'm okay, but thank you.
All right, come to the top of your mat. Inhale, the arms up overhead, upward. Exhale, forward fold. Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, press back. Press your step back to plank pose. Inhale. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, step your right foot forward. Lower your left knee down. Exhale it out. Inhale, sweep your arms out, forward, and then overhead. Exhale. Beautiful. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, fold at the hip. Keep reaching. Feet touch the earth. Exhale it out. Inhale, step back to plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Bend the knee, open up the hip, or step it forward. Drop your right knee down. Exhale it out. Inhale, sweep the arms forward and overhead. Exhale, draw the shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, fold at the hip. Keep reaching down and forward. Exhale it out. Inhale, step back to plank. Exhale, untuck the toes or enter a different way and come to up dog. You can do Chaturanga, Dandasana, but we did this. There's a few different ways. So if your shoulders are bothering you, you untuck the toes and do this. Or knees, chest, chin. Inhale, tuck the toes under. Exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Inhale, right leg lifts. Bend the knee, open up the hip. Exhale, step your right foot to right wrist. Inhale, lower your left heel down to a 45-degree angle. Heel. Lower the left heel down to a 45-degree angle. That's 90, 45. Step it toward the outer edge of the mat.
Okay.
It's okay. Press into your right foot and outer edge of your left. I'm just going to stand to the back of your outer edge. So press your left foot into my hand, into my foot. And then now, inhale, sweep your arms forward and up and come into warrior one. Beautiful. Beautiful. Stack your right knee over your right ankle. Great, Ashley. So this is a touch point. This is a teaching moment. So I would have Ashley energize her back foot. We want to energize her heel so that her glute is engaged. When you energize here, do you feel your glute engaged on the left side?
So now I'm kind of like getting warmed up, so I'm just like trying to, get through the class. So, sometimes it just all sort of burns at once. So that's what's going on.
Okay.
For me.
All right, she's burning. So she just said she's all fired up and burning. We're gonna see some fire and smoke come out of her hair in a moment here. Now from here, inhale, hands to heart center. Exhale, roll the left foot to the ball of the left. Roll up to the ball of the left foot. Left foot. There you go. What does this come into? High lunge. Extend the arms overhead. Beautiful. Inhale, hands to heart center. Exhale, rotate so that the left elbow comes on the outside of the right knee. Good job, Ashley. Good job. Breathe in energize that left foot. Beautiful. Now from here, begin to let your left arm come all the way down. Yeah. And then extend your right arm up toward the sky. So what are we practicing? Our revolve, right? Breathing in and breathing out. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, lower that right hand down. And exhale, step back to plank. Hold your plank for breath in. Breath out, knees chest chin. Inhale, up dog. Or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Bend the knee, open up the hip. Exhale, left foot, left wrist. Inhale, pivot that right foot down at a 45-degree angle. Exhale, begin to sweep the arms forward and up. Warrior one. Beautiful. Inhale, hands to heart center. Exhale, roll up to the ball of that right foot. High lunge, extend the arms up overhead for a moment. Just a high lunge, just to acknowledge high lunge. Inhale, hands to heart center again. Exhale, rotate so that the right elbow comes on the outside of the left knee. Beautiful. Here's one way that Ashley can create stability, is squeezing her thighs together. Beautiful. Now from here, have your right hand come to earth, left hand come up toward the sky as you rotate. So here's a teaching moment. You can have Ashley open up her chest, reach up towards my hand, reach, 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 reach. Good job, Ashley. Press down into her right hand, and then bring her rib cage back just as partner a bit more. Yes. Why are we practicing this? You'll see. Breathe in. On the breath out, lower that left hand down. Inhale, step back to plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. How's your wrist?
Good.
Okay. Inhale, step your right foot forward, left foot forward, forward, fold. Hug the opposite elbows and hang right here. Breath in and breath out. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, press into your feet, mountain pose. Rest in your mountain pose or standing Dandasana. Inhale and exhale. Ashley's body is beginning to cook just a little bit. It's simmering. We're getting there. Breathe in, breathe out, inhale and exhale. And then from here, on your next inhale, begin to sweep the arms out and overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands to shins, half lift. Exhale, forward. Inhale, step the right foot back. Exhale, sweep the arms out and overhead, high lunge. Beautiful. So in this high lunge, bring your left hip slightly back, right hip slightly forward. Reach the arms out and overhead. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. Come into cactus arms. Bend the elbows. Beautiful. Opening the chest, stretching. And then from here, begin to extend the arms up toward the sky. Inhale. On the exhale, extend your left arm forward, right arm back as you pivot that right foot down onto the ground at a 90-degree angle. 4. What pose is this, everyone? Warrior 2. So see, sometimes I don't even call out the poses. So sometimes it's a good thing, not to, so people don't anticipate where you're going. A lot of yoga students, you'll find they anticipate, especially if they've taken your class over and over and over, they try to anticipate. And then from here, Ashley, I will ask you, only if you feel like you have the flexibility and room in your hips, to slide your left foot in so that both heels are in one line. Or right foot back, whatever you choose. Beautiful. Now, flip the palms to face the ceiling, lower the shoulders away from the ears, and then rotate the palms to face the earth. Now, from here, look out over your left hand, look back over your right hand. Hug the thighs in towards one another. Beautiful. Engaging the outer edge of that right foot, inner edge of the left. Good job, Ashley. Great warrior 2. And then from here, flip the palm of the left hand, right hand comes behind you, and lift that left arm up toward the sky. Peaceful warrior. Inhale and exhale. And on your next inhale, begin to hinge at the hip and take your left forearm to the left thigh. And extend your right arm up toward the sky. Peel that shoulder back. Imagine you had a wall in front of you. You're pressing into the wall with your right hand and you're peeling your shoulder back and hip back more. So if I may I come and give you an adjustment? What I was taught in an advanced training is to take this rib cage, imagine, and pull it, yes. So you see, I didn't touch her energetically, I just pulled her back. If I wanted to, I could take my hands like this and have her just pull, even a little bit more. Now, for stability, I would have her squeeze her thighs together more and then reach up. And then now, point your hand overhead. Beautiful, beautiful. One long line of energy from here right through that, to the back of that right foot. How does that feel, Ashley? Good. With a smile. Hands to heart center as we inhale. Exhale, rotate so that the right elbow comes on the outside of the left knee.
Like this?
Yes. Good job, Ashley. It's a big ask. Inhale. On the exhale, begin to frame your left foot. Inhale, step back to plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. I know you're asking, why isn't she taking a child pose yet? Because there's no rest for the weary in my classes. Just teasing. Inhale, right leg lifts. Bend the knee, open up the hip. Exhale, step your right foot to right wrist. Or right foot forward. Inhale, pivot your left leg, your left foot down at a 90-degree angle. And then exhale, no, I'm sorry, my fault. Inhale to high lunge. My fault. Beautiful. Good job, Ashley. Draw your arms into cactus arms, or if you want to stretch out your shoulders, you can bring the hands behind you and interlace them. Hold the shoulders away from the ears. Breathe. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, the arms reach out and overhead. Then exhale, point your right hand forward, left arm back. No, right arm forward, left arm back. Pivot that left foot down to warrior two. Good job, Ashley. Really good job. I'm just going to have you press your heel into my heel.
Okay, and I'm just seeing if it's in one line.
Yeah, it is in one line. Yeah, perfect. How does that feel?
Good.
Feels good. Now flip the palms to face the ceiling. So when you flip the palms to face the ceiling, it lowers the shoulders. Then rotate the palms to face the earth. And then just look out, take a peek out over your right hand. Take a peek back over your left hand. Now, one adjustment I always have students do is imagine if someone's pulling them forward this way and then pulling them back this way. What does that do? Get your obliques to turn on. Did you feel that?
And it feels more centered.
More centered. Or you can tell the students, may I? You can just tell the students, may I touch your arms, and then pull them apart. And then another thing you do, if you want the student's chest to open up a little bit, you can take your hand right on the back of the shoulders and then just do a little coaxing of the shoulder blades to come in. Beautiful. And then if I wanted to work on Ashley's legs a second here, I can have her just take my hand and say, Ashley, press your knee into my hand. Yes. And then forward a bit. Good. Press your knee forward. Good. What does that do? It turns the thigh on, hamstring, calf. And then if I want to, sometimes a lot of students roll out to the pinky toe. I have them press into the ball of this foot here. Makes a huge adjustment. Turns on the pelvic floor too. Beautiful. Now from here, Ashley, flip the right hand to face the ceiling. Left hand comes behind you, reaching up. So if I want strength, the same thing we did when we had the arms overhead, when we did Dandasana, even though I didn't say that before, is you want this, you want strength here. So I can have Ashley reach up, imagine there's a little hook up there, reaching up, and then she can it actually gives her space to lean back more. Good job, Ashley. Nice. Well,
That's a good point. It's like up and over. So a lot of times people in a group class just kind of go over, but it's not just this pose, mini poses. Like you want to think up and over.
You always want to do these poses exactly what you're saying, up and over. You want to do them with length. We want to do them with as much length as possible. Again, stretching, strengthening. Very nice. Now, inhale both. Inhale, bring your right elbow or forearm to right thigh. Exhale, extend your left arm up toward the sky. Now, imagine you had a wall. My hand is a wall. Press your hand into my hand. And now, as you press your hand into my hand, take your hips and peel them back that way. Yes. You feel like if there's a brick wall here. Imagine you had a wall right in front of your thigh and your hand. Now do that again. Press into my hand and then peel this hip back more. Peel the glute. Bring your left glute back. Yes. Yes. Good job, Ashley. Inhale and exhale. Now, bring both hands to heart center. And then pivot up onto the ball of the left foot as you come all the way around the left elbow on the outside of the right thigh. It's a big ask right there. It's a big ask. Inhale and exhale. On your next inhale, begin to rotate so that you frame your front foot. Exhale, step back to plank. Inhale, knees, chest, chin. Exhale, come into baby cobra. Inhale, exhale, inhale.
I just want to say with baby cobra, you're really working your back muscles. So this is not, even though it's not all the way up, you're really preparing yourself for locust.
Locust and all those other poses, exactly. And then come into a child pose for a brief moment and a brief check-in with yourself. Let's get the heart rate to calm down, because why? We're going into a more advanced pose. Ashley's saying more advanced. What do you mean? How are we doing so far?
I'm good. I'm thinking of a quote someone told me. You can't quit when you're a volunteer.
That's right. That's right.
So I am volunteering. I'm a volunteer CEO and yoga demo. And when the going gets tough, I can't even quit because I'm a volunteer. But I wouldn't want to. I love you guys. And we're going to learn some stuff, whether we like it or not.
Yes.
Because it's good for us.
We're learning together. And now from here, inhale into tabletop. Exhale, downward facing dog.
But it's one thing is true is you as a yoga teacher, you have to go to other people's classes because when you just teach, you don't push yourself the same way as when you take someone else's class.
100%.
So, Peter's making me sweat today. So
100%, Ashley. No, it's true. When you take somebody else's class, it opens up your eyes a little bit. Because you get into a comfort zone, you get used to things. So from here, inhale, right leg lifts, bend the knee, open up the hip. Exhale, right foot, right wrist. Now from here, inhale, send your arms forward. Exhale, reach your arms up toward the sky to high lunge. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now we're in high lunge. And then from here, on your next inhale, lower your left heel down at a 90-degree angle. Beautiful. To start, so that and then send your right hand forward, left arm back into warrior two. Inhale and exhale. On your next inhale, bring your hands to heart center, just for a moment. Just slide your left foot forward, about half a foot or so. Left foot forward. Yeah, there you go. And then now from here, I'm going to ask you to turn your left foot in about 20 degrees, maybe a little bit more. Good. Now, place both hands onto your hips, and then rotate your hips to face the front.
wait,
Good.
okay.
Yeah, face the front, so you're right. Beautiful. And then now from here, begin to extend your arms up toward the sky. And then reach up out of the waist, and then hinge at the hip. And keep reaching forward. Keep reaching forward. Reach forward. Breathe. This is a very strong strengthening pose. And then take both hands, reach for the earth. And on your next inhale, begin to straighten up. No, keep that left foot down. Slide the left foot in a little bit more. Yeah, there you go. And then from here, just rest as we prep for pyramid pose. Pyramid pose to me is an essential. You don't have to do it, but it's an essential in my practice as I approach Revolve Triangle. On your next inhale, begin to straighten out that right leg. And then bring your left hip slightly forward, right hip slightly back. As you straighten up that right leg. Inhale and exhale. Beautiful, Ashley. And then from here, reach for one of your blocks, whichever block is closest to you. Or both. Whatever you want. And just now from here, bring your right hip back, left hip forward. And then inhale, straighten out the right leg. Exhale, bend it. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. And hold. Here's your exhale.
What is it, like, it's interesting, in pyramid, like, you know, forward fold, you stretch, your,
Hamstrings, calves.
yeah, thank you, I'm like losing the word. But pyramid, it's like, it feels like a hamstring stretch, but it's different. Like, I don't know, there's other muscles.
So if you, like, just slide your hand up and down where you were sliding before.
Yeah.
Like, it gets the outer edge, so this.
Yeah.
So just like, and I hate to use this analogy, but this is the only way I can think of it. The term fascia that we've talked about, if you've ever, I'm going to say this, if you're a vegan, I'm sorry about this, but, or if you care about animals, I'm sorry about this, but when you are cutting.
The statements of our Teach for a Cause teachers are not representative of the corporation as a whole.
Exactly.
No, just kidding.
No.
Yeah.
But like when you're cutting a chicken cutlet or prepping chicken cutlet, there's always this translucent, that translucent matter over. That's our fascia. That's exactly what Ashley's describing. So think about like her pants covering her skin. We're stretching that part. We're stretching the fascia on the outer edge of the leg. And sometimes you'll feel this stretch from the outer edge of your shin all the way up to your hip.
Yeah, I feel it like here and then here.
Yes.
It's like almost like it jumps, but it's great because you think you are stretched in the forward fold, but then you do pyramid and you're like, nope, I'm not stretched.
There's more to do. There's more to get to.
There's more to do.
But if you didn't do the forward fold first, this would be much more challenging. And then now from here, Ashley, plant both hands onto the earth, bend your knees, and step back to plank.
And that's the cool thing about yoga. There's just so many layers, you know, it's a practice, not a perfect. So once you master one thing, then you can start working on the next layer.
And from here, inhale. On your exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, child pose. Rest in your child pose. And then from here, inhale, tabletop. Exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. On your next inhale, left leg lifts. Bend and knee, open up the hip. Exhale, left foot, left wrist. On your next inhale, lower your right heel down. Beautiful. Exhale, send the arms out and overhead, high lunge. Beautiful. Draw your right hip forward, left hip slightly back. And then from here, on your next inhale, begin to send your left hand forward, right hand back, come to warrior two.
Okay.
And then now, just slide your heels in one line if you can. Turn your left foot in at about 20 degrees, even more. Good job, Ashley. Now send your arms out toward the sky as you rotate the front of the body. Oh, peaceful warrior, that's right. You're right. I forgot about
No, I don't know. I was like, I just guessed.
So come into peaceful warrior. Go ahead. You can do what your body's calling you to do. And then from here, extend your arm, extend your left arm out, right arm back. And then now draw your hands to heart center. And then from here, begin to bring your right foot a little closer to the left, maybe another half a foot or so. Good. And then rotate so that your right hip is forward, left hip is slightly back. Good job, Ashley. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, begin to hinge the hips as you're reaching forward, reaching forward, reaching forward.
Does my back heel come up or no?
And then from here, we can slowly begin to fold at the hip. And you can either reach for the blocks or and then lower your forehead to knee, and then begin to straighten out that left leg. Beautiful. Now inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Beautiful, Ashley. Inhale. And exhale, straighten. Get that stretch. So we're just practicing for our peak pose. We still haven't gotten to our peak pose. Wow. And now from here, inhale, bend your left knee. Take the block swing off to the side. And then step your left foot back to plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, step your right foot to right wrist. Exhale, pivot your left foot down, coming into warrior two. Beautiful. On your next inhale, hands to heart center. Draw your left foot forward about a foot or so. Beautiful. Exhale it out. Inhale, rotate the body so that your left foot is turned in at about 40 to 50 degrees, even more. Good. Left hip is back. And now from here, begin to draw the hands or the hands are already at heart center, to pivot onto the ball of the left foot, and step your left foot forward, mountain pose. Good job, Ashley. Ready for the peak pose?
Yep.
You're gonna get there nice and easy. Have your blocks close by, handy, and then inhale the arms out and overhead. Exhale, step your right foot back. And then pivot your right foot down, and then you want your right foot at about 10 degrees turned in. All the way turned in 10 degrees. Good. Both heels in one line if you can.
Think I need to get one of those mats with a line on it. Okay.
It's always as best you can. It's never perfect. And then from here, inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, fold at the hip as you extend your arms directly out in front. Beautiful. On your next inhale, begin to fold at the hip so you get your forehead to knee. Reach for your blocks. And place one block on the outside of your left foot, one block on the inside of your left foot. Beautiful. Now from here, on your next inhale, begin to straighten out that left leg. Chin up. Inhale. And exhale. On your next inhale, begin to take the right hand over to the block that's on the left side. And then your left arm out. And then rotate. Pressing into the block, rotate. Look at this. This is perfect. Stacking shoulder over shoulder. Getting that stretch on the outer edge of that left leg. Reach up with that left hand. Press down to the right. Nice job, Ashley. Look at this. Perfect revolve triangle. Reach up. Beautiful. And then take a deep breath in. Inhale. Exhale means just lower that left hand down. That's okay. And then inhale, step back to plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin.
No retakes.
Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Bend the knee, open up the hip. Exhale, step your right foot to right wrist. Lower that left heel down as you inhale. Exhale, sweep the arms forward and overhead. Warrior one. Extend your right arm forward, left arm back. Warrior two. Beautiful, Ashley. Now from here, inhale, hands to heart center. Rotate so that that left foot is turned in about 30 degrees, 40 degrees. And then from here, rotate the upper body so that you're facing forward. And then inhale the arms overhead. And then slowly begin to fold at the hip as you're reaching forward, reaching forward, reaching forward. And then reach for the blocks. Take one block on the outside, one block on the inside. And now very slowly begin to straighten out that right leg. Beautiful. And then now from here, take the left hand on the outer edge or inner, and then extend your right arm out. And then rotate from the hips first. Rotate from the hips first, and then extend your right arm up toward the sky. Good job, Ashley. It's not bad.
I'm gonna try to do it that way.
Yeah, try to do it that way. Good job, Ashley. Extend your right arm up toward the sky, but try not to peel back so much because you're falling over to the left. Good job. Press your left hand down. Bring your left foot forward a little bit more.
So you know you're challenging yourself when you fail. So I may fall over, but
you're not failing. We don't want you. I just don't want you to fall over.
Yeah.
Now look at this revolve triangle. I would have Ashley just bring her upper body over to the right more. No, yes, the upper body. So that means bring your left foot forward more. Now, bring your left hand on the block. Yeah. And then now, rotate, bring your right hand on your hip, rotate first. Good. Now extend your right arm up toward the sky. Good, that's it. That's your revolve triangle. Good job. Good job. This is not an easy
It's a practice, not a perfect.
Exactly. Never is perfect. Good job, Ashley. Nice. Really good. And then lower it down, and then let's take a child pose. She's earned it, ladies and gentlemen. She's earned it.
It's like, I don't know, like weeble wobbles.
Yep.
But I do fall down.
But a cool weeble wobbles.
The weeble wobbles don't fall down, but
Yes,
the
yes,
people
they
do.
The real weeble does fall down. Good job, Ashley. And then from here, I'm going to ask you to come onto your back and then hug your knees to chest. And how are you feeling?
Awesome. So the great thing about pushing ourselves is that the reward feels super sweet. So if we started and only did Savasana, it wouldn't be as sweet as when we make ourselves sweat a little bit. So congratulations, everyone. You earned this.
Yes, you earned it. Now from here, actually cross your right knee over your left knee. Get those hips nice and stretched out. Hug, reach for the opposite ankles, and then bring the feet out to the side, and then pull the knees to chest. And then from here, uncoil the legs, bring both knees together. Extend your right arm out to the side. Take your left hand on the outside of your right leg, and then pull your left, pull over to the left. Good job, Ashley. Now slowly begin to extend your legs to the right. There you go. It's a big big stretch in your left hip. You feel that? Right hip, sorry. And then your right arm. You're just doing the opposite of what you just did. So you're uncoiling the opposite way. Nice, relaxing and nourishing stretch. And then very slowly begin to bend your knees. And then plant your feet down. Yep. Plant your hands down. No. Sorry. Plant your hands down and then bring your knees to chest. Good. Now, what did we do? Right over left before. Now we're going to do left over right. And then reach for the opposite ankles. And then pull the feet out to the side. And then get that stretch. Yeah, good job, Ashley. Stretching the outer edges of our hips and legs. Nice job there. And then now from here, uncoil the legs. Bring your arms out to shoulder height. Uncoil the legs. Arms out to shoulder height. No, shoulder height. Out. Okay, out. And then lower your knees over towards the right. Press the back of your left shoulder down as you extend your legs out to the right. Good job, Ashley. And just rest here. Inhale and exhale. Just resting. And then very, very slowly and very mindfully, slowly begin to bend your knees. And then draw your knees to chest. Give yourself a nice big hug. Inhale. And exhale. On your next inhale, come into a happy baby. Press your sacrum down. Lift your head, tuck your chin in, and press the back of the head down. And then begin to just sway your hips side to side. Just for a moment. And then draw your knees together. Give yourself a squeeze and plant your feet onto the earth. Just rest for a moment. Now bring your knees together and heels apart. Knees together, feet apart.
Like how far?
And then now from here, begin to walk your feet together. And then drop. Let's see what I want to do. Let's switch up your quads. Let's bring your feet apart. Drop both knees over to the left. Walk your right heel away. Left ankle over the right knee. And then now from here, take the left foot off the right ankle, right knee. And then from here, bring both knees over towards the right.
Well, okay, sorry. I'm like, okay. I'm getting so relaxed.
Walk your left heel away. Take your right ankle over your left knee. It's good to be relaxed and not know where we're going and what we're doing. It's a good thing. It's a positive thing. And then from here, slowly begin to take your right foot off, your right ankle off your left knee. Walk your left heel in. And then extend the legs directly out in front. And rest your arms alongside you. And palms will face up. Feet to the width of the mat. No, feet to the width of the mat. begin to turn our focus and attention inward. Notice if there's any areas of tension. Bring the breath to those areas. Very slowly begin to bring awareness back to the body. Begin to wiggle your fingertips and wiggle your toes. Gently, gently rotate the head from side to side. And then very slowly begin to plant the feet onto the earth. Hug your knees to chest. And then come on over onto either the right or left side. Very slowly press yourself up into a seated position. Notice that we took pause, a little bit more time in Savasana, a little bit more nourishment because of all the effort you put in. Amazing. Draw the hands to heart center. Bowing your chin to chest in honor of you taking the time to volunteer, pour your heart out here. Let everybody see our rawness and the bloopers and blunders and all the goodness that we offer. Remember, yoga is just an offering. All we're here to do is have fun, be guided by our body, and move as much as we can. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you so much, Peter. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you, Ashley.
One instructor told me that anyone who calls themselves a guru is not a guru. And it's about humility. So for our all of you RYT 200 teacher trainees. If you feel like you're learning on the job, that's great. We are all learning on the job, and no one is actually a definitive guru. We're just all learning on the job. If you want to take this training and learn more on the job, you can teach for a cause by emailing yoga@ShareLove.Fund. And this is a great way to get experience. People are able to get a lot of experience and exposure through nonprofits, because nonprofits just can't afford. We depend on volunteers, and so nonprofits are a great way to get the skills, and then you can take those skills and take it to the profit world or wherever you seek. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Namaste.